Hi everyone, it is Wednesday and it is day 16 of our Pilates Advent Calendar. Today we have a brand new word and it is going to be concentration. So this is a key element of our Pilates practice, and some of you who have been doing Pilates with me for a long time might know that you really have to concentrate on everything that we're doing. So that's breathing, movement, stamina, strength, alignment, and flowing movements as well. So it's a great way to just detach from what's going on around us and spend 10 minutes just thinking about our own bodies and how we feel today. So we're going to come into our 4-point kneeling. We're just going to do a few exercises to get you really concentrating on how your body feels and what movements you're doing. So I'd like you to set yourself up with your knees directly underneath your hips and your wrists directly underneath your shoulders with lots of space between your fingers. We're going to do a really lovely exercise called shoulder drops first of all. So just before we start, we're going to do a few little pelvic tilts. So I'd like you to tuck your tailbone underneath you and stick your bottom out. Make sure that the centers of your elbows are facing each other rather than forwards, so you're really lovely and balanced. We're just going to do a few of these little pelvic tilts, just going through neutral into flexion and extension, and then set ourselves up somewhere halfway in between. So with our shoulder drops, we're just going to isolate our shoulders and get some movement through there. So there's nothing else moving in your body. It's simply your shoulders. So all we're going to do is, as you breathe out, I'd like you to pinch your shoulders together around the back of your rib cage and then press away. So we're not doing any tucking. It's just lowering your breastbone down towards the floor, pinching your shoulders and pressing away. So again, this takes quite a lot of concentration just to get this movement through. And make sure that you're not bending your elbows. This is purely a scapular movement. So keep the back of your neck really lovely and long. Try to release tension in your jaw. And if you've been spending a lot of time working or leaning over, this is going to be so nice to get this movement through your shoulders. So sending your breastbone towards the floor and pressing away. Good. Let's go 4 more times here. Breathing out. And the more you do this, the more movement you might find that you have as your body warms up. Lovely. 2 more like this. And our final one here. And come back through to a neutral position. Okay, we're going to move into our legs now. So I'd like you to keep your back of your spine completely still. We're going to inhale and slide one leg away nice and long along the floor. And then as we exhale, we're going to float that leg up to hip height without rotating through our spine. So again, there's nothing moving other than our leg and our hip. So we're breathing in, breathing out to float. Try not to kick anything. And as you can see, there's no movement through my spine. So keep your toe muscles coming in at all times. Try not to lean to one side or the other. And keep this movement really flowing. So long back of the neck, floating that leg up, lowering down and return. Before going on the other side, we're inhaling to slide, exhale to float. Lower down with control and return. Super. So super for getting the back of your leg and your glutes working. Great for isolating this movement as well. Last one to each side. We're building strength in our shoulders and our arms as well now because we're weight bearing. So fat your bone density, lengthening down and return. And just sit back over your heels and give your arms and your wrists a little bit of a roll around to release any tension. We're going to move into a thread the needle now, but we're going to make it slightly more challenging than usual because we're going to add in a leg lift. So we have 2 options. I'm going to show you one option and then the other, so you can choose which level suits you best. So we're setting ourselves up in for our 4-point kneeling once again. We're inhaling to slide one leg back. So I've slid my right leg back, and I'm going to rotate to my right side as I exhale. So keep that toe on the floor. Bend that supporting arm and post your hand through before pressing back through and returning that leg. So we inhale to slide the leg, keep the toe on the floor. As we exhale to rotate, bring your arm under, bend that supporting arm. Whoa, try to balance as you come back through. So you should feel it's actually quite hard. So let's go one more time to each side in this normal one. So bend that supporting arm. Bring your shoulders down to the floor, and you really have to concentrate on keeping your balance here and doing the movement at the same time. So we're going to slide through once again, bring that shoulder down, press through and return. Okay, so now we are going to add in a leg lift as well. So if you want to, you can just stick with that thread the needle and leg extension. If you want to make it more challenging, we're going to go into a leg slide and lift at the same time. So we're going to inhale to slide that leg back. Keep your legs super long, and as you exhale, float that arm under and float that leg up to the ceiling. So really pressing the arm through, lengthening through your leg, and then return back through to your start position. Lower that leg down and slide your knee back underneath your hip. Going to go on the other side, so sliding away and floating through again. Now you can probably tell from my voice, this requires loads of concentration. I'm going to press back through, lower that leg down and return. So try and keep that leg that lifts as long as you can and simultaneously rotate through as you float that leg in the air. So keeping that leg super long, returning through, lower that leg and return. And our last one here, sliding and rotating, leg floating up, slide that arm through, pressing back through and return here. And we're going to sit back over our heels and give our wrists a little bit of rest. So the good news is that we're now going to come into standing. So I'm just going to alter this position so you can see me a little bit better. And we're going to come into standing, ready for another little bit of concentration. So we're going to go into standing on one leg. So I'd like you to bring your feet onto the floor so that they are slightly closer than hip distance apart. And just take a little bit of time to think about the threads pulling it through the crown of your head. Tummy muscles coming in here. And we're going to go straight into a single leg stand. So breathing in. As you breathe out, I'd like to float one leg up until your knee is at hip height. Just grounding down through that supporting leg and bring that foot back down. Going on the other side, we're breathing out, bring that leg up. Inhale to lower down. I'm going to show you from the side so you can see that there's no movement going on through my spine. I'm not tucking my bottom underneath at all. Simply hinging that leg up, lowering down with control. I'd like to keep your toes really long on the floor. So you bring that knee up, lowering down and going again. Breathing out, knee coming up, inhaling down, and we have a last one on each side here. So feeling super strong through that supporting leg. Last one here, super, and bring that leg down. Okay, we're going to take our feet back to hip distance apart now. I'm going to come into a waist twist. So we're going to try and keep our hips completely pointing forward. There's no side-to-side movement. Your hips are static. So your lower body is encased in imaginary concrete. You're going to float your arms up and just stack them one on top of the other. So your elbows are at shoulder height. Breathing in here. As you breathe out, we're going to turn to the side, toe muscles coming in. Keep your hips facing forward. Inhale and twist back through to center. Let's go to the other side, rotating to the side, back to center. So we're getting some gorgeous rotation, and the concentration here comes from making sure that you're not twisting through your entire body. You might be able to get a little bit further if you do that, but actually you're no longer twisting through your spine. You're just twisting your ankles, your knees, and your hips. Okay, last one to each side here. Rotating to the side, back to center, and to the other side, and back to center, and bring your arms down. Okay, so from here, we are going to go into our standing on one leg and a waist twist at the same time. So really having to use your concentration. So let's bring one leg up, and then keeping your gaze going ahead of you, try to rotate to one side, back to center, and rotate to the other side. So now all your concentration is going on your balance. Back down, let's try on the other leg. So bring the other leg up now, and let's go again. Rotating to the side, try not to look down. Try to balance, which I clearly didn't do just then. Back to center and down. Going to go again on each leg. So twisting to the side. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Breathing out to twist. Inhale to return. Bring that leg down. And going our last time on this side. So try and make this the best one yet. This is a really nice one to practice. You really have to use all your balancing skills, your deep core stabilizing muscles as well. And bring your arms down, bring that leg back down. Give your legs a bit of a walkout. Well done. Okay, so finally, we're just going to have 2 nice breaths to give ourselves a bit of a stretch. So breathing in, as we breathe out, reach our arms all the way up. Reaching through your fingers and reach your arms up into the air, nice and tall. And press the air away. And we're going to go one more time here. Breathing out, floating your arms up. Tummy muscles coming in. Reaching them back, maybe doing a little bit of a back bend here. Press the air away. And give yourself a nice clap. Well done. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. You can practice this lesson again if you want to get your balance up, and standing on one leg is always a great way of doing that. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow for some more Pilates. Bye-bye.